Are the Minnesota Vikings and Sam Darnold in big trouble for the rest of the season? Well, we're going to be talking about if the NFL has figured out Sam Darnold, because over the last couple of weeks, him really being careless with the football, they're starting to come out with some data on how to attack Sam Darnold and this Vikings offense. So that's what's coming up on today's show. My name is Patrick Siepman, and welcome in everybody. But before we dive into it, if you guys still believe in Sam Darnold, if you guys still think he can be the man that takes the Vikings on a deep playoff run, hit that thumbs up icon. But if you guys disagree and aren't that big of a believer in Darnold, comment why down below. Really trying to get the pulse of the fan base on this one. So you guys let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. Now, first off, I do want to address some comments I've been getting on a couple videos lately. Some people have gotten down there and said, hey, enough with the clickbait. Not everything is like great or bad news. And if you guys just need to understand here, here at Chat Sports, we kind of have a playbook. We have a blueprint on how we, headline our videos. So if you guys view them as a little clickbaity, I apologize. But, the video I posted yesterday, bad news for Vikings fans. Brian Flores, he was pretty much open to becoming a head coach again, and J.J. McCarthy got a second knee surgery. So I don't necessarily think it was too clickbaity, but I did just want to, address that real quick. I don't mean to, mislead anybody by any means. But let's dive into today's show. So what has the NFL figured out with Sam Darnold? So I want to show you guys these stats here. So Sam Darnold won Blitz this season. His passer rating is 146.7. That is first in the National Football League. Sam Darnold when not blitzed, 85.6 passer rating, which is 23rd. So clearly when he is blitzed, Sam Darnold is literally the best quarterback in the NFL. And when he's not blitzed, he has struggled. And what did the Jaguars do last week? Well, they only blitzed Sam Darnold one time. Now, when I saw these numbers, my first thought was Kevin O'Connell, he is just going to have to adjust. And, I don't know what that adjustment specifically is, but this can definitely be an issue for the remainder of the season. If teams fully understand, hey, we only need to bring 4. And with the Vikings losing Christian Darrisaw, they can get some good pressure with only bringing 4 guys. And if you have Darnold having to constantly go through his progressions and go through his reads, it could lead to some mishaps later on. And we'll get to some film here in a second, just kind of breaking that whole thing down. But, even more data that's kind of backing this, pretty staggering trend for Darnold is some advanced stats here. So when the pocket is kept clean, 65.5 completion percentage, you'll take that. When under pressure, 58.3, specifically with 4-man fronts. This is really concerning. When he's not blitzed, 62.2% completion percentage. When blitzed, he's actually perfect over the last couple of weeks at 100%. So clearly teams are starting to adjust on what the Minnesota Vikings have been so successful at doing over the first couple of weeks. So what are we going to be talking about now? Let's look at the film. We're going to first start off with the bad around Darnold this past week and then dive into the good. So first play here I do want to break down. So this is on the first interception where he threw it to Justin Jefferson, typical bunch formation for the Vikings. Also, they run bunch, I think the second most or third most in the entire league. An interesting stat there. But Darnold's in the shotgun, running back to the left of him. And then if we get to the second still shot here, Darnold's already releasing the football. You see him right here. It's already coming out of his hands, and he's trying to hit Justin Jefferson on this corner route. Now, I actually don't think this is a bad read by Darnold by any means because, the safety here is inside leverage on Jefferson. So the corner route is open, and they have actually been successful on a very similar play throughout the season. But where does Darnold put this football? It's just way too far to the left. I don't think this is actually him misreading the defense. I think this is the correct read. But Darnold should have put this ball either back pylon or front pylon to give the DB no chance at catching it. Would have been a hell of a play by Justin Jefferson. But when you have him, I think he can, obviously make that type of play. But Darnold, right here on this play, he was just inaccurate. Now, we get to another example here. So this is on the slant route, first interception on the first offensive drive for the Minnesota Vikings. They're just running a double slant look with TJ Hawkinson and Justin Jefferson. And, this is where I get to the take that Darnold just staring down the gun here. Clearly, and also Jefferson's getting held, but refs don't give the Vikings any calls. Darnold is just staring down Justin Jefferson. Now, if he would look through his reads, get off this very fast, he has this swing route to Aaron Jones at the bottom of your screen. And also Jordan Addison right here, he's running a hitch. That would have been a completion as well. But what does Darnold decide to do? He releases the football. Jefferson, yes, Jefferson can beat this guy one-on-one, but it doesn't feel like Sam Darnold, like his feet are connected with where he wants to go. It was just off rhythm on this play. Tries to force it into the slant route to Jefferson. That's not going to work out. And right here, yes, this would have been a tough completion to Jordan Addison, but if you put that ball, at that 25-yard line, he's coming back to it. I'm guessing he completes it, or you just take the swing route to Aaron Jones at the bottom of your screen right there. So, Darnold, definitely not a good decision on this one, but this is the play that really bothered me. So this is second down on the goal line interception. Again, bunch. You're going to see this a whole lot for the Minnesota Vikings. Ball is snapped in. Darnold is just going through his progressions, and he can kind of see Jefferson at the top of your screen right by that E in Jacksonville. He's going to come across and be open for half a second. But if you guys see right here, Aaron Jones, right in front of Darnold's face, if you would have put that ball out there, Aaron Jones probably runs that in for a touchdown right there, and Darnold doesn't decide to do that. Now, this was another example of just Darnold not being accurate with the football. Jefferson is open on this play. If he puts this over there by the J, it's probably a touchdown. But what does Darnold do? He throws it behind him, DB undercuts the route, and it's able to be an interception for the Jacksonville Jaguars. So, we'll talk about some of the good from Sam Darnold because I don't only want to make it bad. So before we do so, I do just want to say thank you guys so much. The support on the channel has been awesome. I love chopping it up with you guys in the comment section every single video. And I know I asked you guys to subscribe, like the video, and comment a lot. So I do really appreciate it. It does not go unnoticed whatsoever. So seriously, shout out to you guys. Even all the clickbait commenters out there, I got love for you guys as well. So we'll get into the good around Sam Darnold here in a second. But first, got to tell you guys about Public Rec. I got to give a massive shout out to today's presenting sponsor, and that is Public Rec. Now, for a limited time only, our listeners get 20% off when you use code CHAT20 at checkout. That's 20% off with the code CHAT20 at publicrec.com. Now, let's be real, guys. Wearing nice pants sucks. Who decided that stiff, uncomfortable fabric squeezing your family jewels was the key to looking sharp? Well, here's an early holiday gift from me to you. Those days are finally over. Public Rec's Daymaker pants are here to make sure you stay comfy and classy this season. They feel like your favorite sweats, but look like tailored pants. Yup, super stretchy with an elastic waistband, so you can rock them anywhere, whether that's on a date or crushing a couple beers with the fellas on game day. And they also have this sweet sweatshirt that I'm rocking right now. It is incredibly comfortable. My girlfriend, Sam, was giving me all types of compliments when I was rocking this on date night. So you guys definitely need to take advantage and head over to publicrec.com/chat20 for 20% off. So stop the suffering in regular pants and give the gift of comfort this holiday season. For a limited time only, our listeners get 20% off when you use code CHAT20 at checkout. That's 20% off with code CHAT20 at publicrec.com. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show here at Vikings Now and tell them that we sent you. Say goodbye to pants that put up a fight, because when comfort meets style, you have found Public Rec. All right, let's dive into, in my opinion, the best throw from Darnold against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So this is also a set that I think the Vikings are going to go back to because there's multiple people open on this play. You have two down tight ends, Josh Oliver and TJ Hockenson on the right side of the line of scrimmage. And then you got the best wide receiver duo at the top of the screen to the wide side of the field. So all the attention is going to these two guys right here, obviously, especially Jefferson. He gets more attention than anybody in the NFL. And, I really love this play design by Kevin O'Connell. So he had TJ Hockenson kind of running an out and up. You'll see it in the next freeze frame. TJ Hockenson actually gets open here, but the Jaguars are pretty much in a basic cover 2 look. So that leaves the middle of the field right here wide open. And you got Jefferson at the top. He's going to drag that safety right there all the way to the sideline. And it leaves a big hole in the middle of the field for Josh Oliver. And also Josh Oliver, hell of a play on this one. He had to really jump up and get this. But if you guys see, again, this is not the best example. I hate using like kind of still frames to say, oh, he should have thrown the football there. But, Jefferson's going to streak open for a cover 2 hole shot, and same with TJ Hockenson. So I could see the Vikings almost going back to this play this week versus Titans, be like, hey, Darnold, you're going to look at Josh Oliver over the middle field, and then you're going to absolutely lace this football to TJ Hockenson. Watch out for that this weekend. I don't know what you call this play, but you also got Aaron Jones. He was running kind of like a deep over route to get these linebackers, going his way, and then Josh Oliver just cutting in between and he made a hell of a play on the football. So this play right here, I absolutely love the play design because, I think, honestly, the Vikings' best formation has to be 2 tight ends this year. 2 tight ends, 2 receivers, 1 running back, because then also you allowed Aaron Jones, like if it really went wrong, he was actually open for the check down near the sticks on that one. So watch this play, kind of 2 streaks on the back on both sidelines, kind of double crossers. I wonder if it's kind of like a cross and he just sits down in the middle of that zone right there. But watch this play again for the Minnesota Vikings. It was super successful, and I think they're going to come back to it. So let's also highlight I'm going to say a good decision by Darnold, not a good throw. So on this play, this was coming out of halftime. It was Jordan Addison. He's running over in motion here. Addison and Jefferson, I don't know the exact numbers here, but they have to be motion more than any receiver in the National Football League. So again, it's the same look. You got 2 tight ends over here, and then you got, Addison and Jefferson on the wide side of the field. So then how does it look after? Well, Darnold, he sees these 2 almost running 2 deep corner routes. Jefferson obviously being on top of Addison. Then Addison ends up breaking out here at the bottom of your screen towards the middle to around the 50-yard line on the sideline. But also, Dalvin Cook. Aaron Jones, my apologies, Mr. 33. Cook would have been open on this one as well, running across. Then also Hawkinson would have been open. Also, they kept the other tight end in the line of scrimmage to help block. But what I thought was, the good of this play and then also the bad, Darnold, great anticipation, got this ball out early, but also shot at to Jordan Addison. This was a hell of a catch. He kind of had to go back to the football, very acrobatic. But if Darnold puts this ball more towards the sideline, it makes it a much, much easier completion. So, my takeaways after going back watching the film is this is just who Sam Darnold is. Like, he is going to have a couple plays a game where I'm like, man, that's a big-time throw. Like, over the middle of the field to Josh Oliver for 25 yards. Like, that was a seed he threw. But then we also had the other plays where it's kind of, you're saying, what the hell are you doing? What was that throw? So, I think there's going to be a lot of ups and downs for Darnold for the rest of the year. But the one thing I will say, and maybe this is just wishful thinking here, I think Darnold, and if we're just talking about the playoffs, like, the Vikings, they could be a one and done, or I think they could go win the Super Bowl. Like, I think everything's on the table because I feel like number 14 is one of those guys, like, he can get extremely hot. He can get, kind of like a 3-point shooter in the NBA right now. Like, if they see a couple go in, like, they can really get momentum and, find that hot hand where Darnold, it could go both ways. Like, if he's throwing picks, he can really spiral out. But if he's hot, he's on time, on target. Like, we could really see him be successful here. And, the NFC playoff picture, how it would shake out right now, the Vikes would be actually taking on the Arizona Cardinals in Arizona wild card weekend. I would like our chances in that game, even though Kyler, I think he would present some challenges for Brian Flores, but also we'll get a good look at this game in a couple weeks at US Bank Stadium. But, hey, Packers are 7 seed at 6-3. I think the 7 you see right now are most likely going to be the 7 NFC playoff teams. Maybe the Rams or Niners jump the Cardinals, but I think those 7 are the teams we're going to be seeing in the playoffs this year. So if you guys love the Minnesota Vikings, give me a skull down below in the comment section. We'll use this as the real one roll call for today's show. And also, give me a follow on Twitter. That's a handle right there at Pat Sieps. See y'all next time. Skol Vikes.